Heading down south to the land of the pines and thumbing my way to North Carolina. Staring up the road and praying to God I see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers and hoping for Raleigh I can see my baby tonight. Oh, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Mama, rock me, yeah. Running from the cold up in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. My baby plays the guitar, I pick a banjo now. Them North Country winters kept on getting me down. Lost my money playing poker, so I had to leave town. And I ain't a turning back to living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me, yeah. Headed for the south, out of Roanoke. I found a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long toke. But he's headed west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. I know I gotta be gone before the sun. Hear my baby calling my name, and I know that she's the only one. And if I die in Rockford, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, 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 mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Mama, rock me, yeah. Oh, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, 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 mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Baby, rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, 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 mama, rock me, yeah. Yo, 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 it's the Jedi Show. Welcome to the very first episode. I got a lot of cool stuff to talk about today. If anybody out there in YouTube land wants to hop in the chat and join along with us, feel free. I'll be doing question and answers and reading all your guys' questions. But first of all, I want to just say this episode is sponsored by Crunch Fitness. It's crunch time, ladies and gentlemen. There is a gym near you, no matter where you are, especially if you're in the United States. You can get to a Crunch Fitness. It's the fastest growing gym in the United States. There's currently going to be one coming out next month in the Screw City, right here in my beautiful city. And guess who's going to be there? Right here. Their number one brand ambassador, the Jedi. I'm all over their Facebook page. I love this company. They're so good to me, and I'm going to be right back with them, doing as much as I can to give in as much of the Jedi juice as I possibly can. But if you want to get your crunch on, you need to go down to the gym and sign up today, because for right now, you can get 1 free month if you sign up. Make sure to mention my name, and maybe they'll give you 2 free months. But that's my pitch. Next, I want to say that I got a lot of cool stuff going on in this episode, but definitely I have a guest that's going to be here today. He's one of our best friends, one of our best supporters, one of our very first subscribers. His name is Cyrus, and he's coming all the way from the other side of the pond. So he's going to be coming on here in a quick second. We're going to be talking about wrestling, SummerSlam, sports, football, Happy Gilmore, anything else he wants to talk about. This dude's always got a lot of good questions for me, so I can't wait to hear what he's got. And without further ado, it looks like my man is down here, so I'm going to bring him up, and you guys can all get to meet the great Cyrus. And
Hi, Matt. Yeah, can you hear me?
Take your time, buddy. Take your time. We got all the time in the world. I got nothing else going on tonight except this very first episode of the Jedi Show. I know a lot of people out there want to probably talk about SummerSlam. I'm excited to talk about SummerSlam, even though I probably couldn't tell you more than 1 or 2 matches that's even going to be going on. I know the big match is the rematch between Cody Rhodes and John Cena, which, spoiler alert, John Cena's not losing that title. I don't know how they're going to book that finish, but there's no way Cena's losing that belt.
Can you hear me all right, Matt? Can you hear me?
What's that? We also got important news regarding Vince McMahon. I heard he was in a car accident. He must have heard the news of Hulk Hogan's demise and lost track of the speed limit. I can see how that'll happen to you. I feel like we all kind of got thrown off the day we heard about Hulk Hogan's situation. Rest in peace to the pioneer of sports entertainment and professional wrestling. I don't think there'd even be wrestling if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan. Maybe at the carnival somewhere, they'd probably still have midgets fighting women, but there definitely wouldn't be the WrestleMania and spectacular events all around the world that you can see now, thanks to guys like Hulk. But he was the main guy. How's it going over there now, buddy? You live? I feel like your microphone keeps going off and on.
Yeah, can you hear me, Matt?
I can hear you, buddy. I got you.
Oh, you got me now, right? Okay, good. I don't know what was happening with the thing. And sorry about that. I just have a few technical issues down here.
That happens. How you doing today, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, buddy. How's yourself?
Oh, I'm doing great. Doing great. I'm loving this weather. It's like 69, 70 degrees right here. That's the sweet spot for me.
Yeah, same here, mate. It's quite warm over here, but it's getting to the British weather side of things now, where it gets a lot more colder.
Okay. So what do you say? It's been 2 years since we had a podcast last?
I'd say around about that. Yeah, it was quite a long time ago.
Wow. So what's changed in your neck of the woods?
Doesn't seem that long, though, does it? Sorry?
I said, what's changed in your neck of the woods since then?
Oh, nothing much. I've just been here and there, you know. Well, I can't really say much has changed. I'm still the same, me.
All right, yeah, no complaints. That's always
been absent from your show for a while, though. You know what I mean? Like, I came off YouTube for a bit, so I was a bit absent from all, like, not just you guys, but a lot of people I was subscribed to. So, like, I just came off YouTube. So, like, my comments obviously disappeared for a while. You know what I mean? So, when you guys went live, it wasn't putting like, notifications on to say you was going live, podcasts, wrestling, whatever. So I kind of like, tuned out for a bit.
Yeah, I noticed that you came back not too long ago. I was happy to see you. Like, all right, there we go.
Yeah, it was good to be back, mate. Yeah, like I said, and it was good to see you guys again. It doesn't look like you've missed a step, so the wrestling show's still going strong.
Yeah, this is going strong since 2018. It started off as the YouTube wrestling show, and then we had 2 of our channels deleted before we decided we weren't going to use the name YouTube anymore and just called it the wrestling show. And I believe that's in 2020 was when it started back up, and we've been going strong ever since then. 58,000 subscribers and counting. Every single day we're getting more wrestling fans to join the revolution. So that's always good. Kate's back in the ring now. She took 8 months off from an ankle injury, but she's back working out, working in the ring, ready to have some more wrestling matches.
Yeah, I said that. I said she looks a lot more leaner and stronger. Like she seems to have been working on her physique and that in her absence.
Yeah, 100%. She's been spending every single day working out, and she's eating better now. She's paying more attention to what calories and protein she's putting in her body. So she's really, really working on it hard to make it look like it's got that, wrestling physique.
Yeah. You do as well, mate. It's like someone who says he doesn't really like doing the gym. You look phenomenal, mate. You're looking phenomenal shape, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I've been going to wrestling training now, believe it or not. So I got no other choice than to get in ring shape because I've been picking people up all the time. And I've also been working on what I eat and drink and how much protein I consume. So I'm really trying to take care of my body now, more so than I ever was before. So I'm glad that you can tell. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. You can see it, mate, definitely.
So what do you think about SummerSlam?
I'm not, to tell you the truth, I've not really been keeping up with it, but it does seem like they've got a good card on there. It seems like, the people obviously, they want CM Punk, don't they? They want CM Punk and Gunther more than anything else by the sounds of it, more than anything on the card from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, that does seem to be the big hype. I know that CM Punk storyline of him coming back and winning a championship has just like been in his grasp. So close. Are they finally going to give it to him? I don't know, man. Well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see. I think so. I really think it's time. I don't know what else they do with him, but Gunther's the guy coming up, and he just put over Goldberg, so it feels like they just got to keep the belt on Gunther because he's such a workhorse.
Yeah.
And then they got Jelly Roll. Have you seen that?
I've heard of him, yeah, but I've not really seen much of him.
Okay. He used to be like 500 pounds, and he lost a couple of them, and now he's down to like 3-something, and he's teaming up with Randy Orton, actually, and they're going to be fighting Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. So I think that's going to be another match that's really got a lot of excitement for me anyway, because I like when they bring in celebrities. You never know what they're going to do. So I'm excited for that. Like when Johnny Knoxville and all the Jackass guys came, I loved that match. So hopefully it'll be something like that. And then what do you think about John Cena?
I think he's going to go face. I think he'll turn face after. I don't think he'll finish his career as a heel. I think he'll go face after this because there's been a bit of a rumor that he might turn face again.
So you think he's going to go face on Sunday or after the match?
I think he's going to go straight after the match. I think he'll go face. Just something says he's going to go face because I don't think this heel run's working for him.
No, God, no. I feel like the heel run has almost been created to sabotage his last year. That's what it seems like, anyway.
Yeah.
So they got a couple.
Yeah,
more
I think. Sorry, Matt. Go on.
I was saying they got a couple more months to rectify it, to make it make sense, or otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah. The thing is, though, they should have turned him heel when the fans were asking for it. I mean, yeah, fair enough. Like, he was still a child hero type thing to the kids, but at the same time, the fans were saying, even the children were saying, the younger fans were saying, turn him heel, you know what I mean? Because it was getting stale and boring. They've turned him heel, and they just don't know what to do with him. Similar to Steve Austin back in 2001 when they turned him heel.
Yeah, that was a dumb mistake, too. It didn't last very long there either. It's like they wait too long to pull the trigger, and then by the time they do, the ship's done sailed.
Yeah. I think I know it's a bit late now, but I think if they'd have brought John Cena back as the Doctor of Thugonomics, because that's basically what brought him to the dance, and that's what made him the fan favorite that he was. That when he did that battle rap gimmick and that "You Can't See Me" stuff, they should have brought that back. I mean, CM Punk when he did it, he killed it. When he brought it back, CM Punk, he did a good job on it when he was mimicking Cena the other week, and he came back and he came out with all the chains on and the John Cena stuff.
Yeah,
He did a really good job though.
That would have been a good way to make him go heel, because I feel like the Doctor of Thugonomics character was heel John Cena. So that would have been perfect, but I don't know, man. I can't say that I'm really impressed with the way Triple H has been running the WWE, but who am I to say? It's just, I don't know. I feel like they're just dropping the balls with all of these storylines, especially with the Rock situation. You know, that was supposed to be a big movement for Cena's heel turn, and then they brought Travis Scott in instead, and that was a joke, waste of a main event spot for him. And I feel like all the other kind of storylines have done the same thing. They've gotten close to peaking, and then they've just plateaued. So I'm not a huge fan of the product. I used to watch Raw and SmackDown weekly, and now I watched. You know, I guess I watched last week when Hogan passed. I wanted to see what they were going to do for his tribute, but I didn't watch the whole episodes. You know, I'm just not invested, I guess, in it anymore.
Yeah. Put it this way, I wasn't a fan of Hulk Hogan, and I never was, believe me, but I respected him nonetheless. And I said to people, if it wasn't for Hogan and Andre the Giant as well, because a lot of people tend to forget Andre as well, you know, the WWE wouldn't be where it is now, not without Hogan and Andre. WCW wouldn't have pulled past 1997 without him.
They might not have made it past 95 without him.
No, true.
Yeah, he made both those shows, Monday Night Raw and Nitro.
Yeah.
I feel like he brought both those companies to the point where they could go weekly. And yeah, and I always liked Hogan. You know, when I was a kid, he was the red and yellow tearing the shirt off. So that was what first attracted me to wrestling in the first place, was the larger than life character that he played and the yelling into the microphone. And it was just on TV all the time. It seemed like every time I turned on wrestling, it was Hulk Hogan. And so you couldn't really get away from him. And he's gone and goes to WCW, and every time you turn on WCW, there's Hulk Hogan. So I don't know if he just was always there, so we were just kind of like we weren't alone as long as we knew that Hogan was still wrestling. It's kind of how it felt, you know. And now he's gone. It's like he's left a slight void, because you could always count on Hulk coming back at some point. But yeah, now he's not going to.
Yeah, he did. I think he did say before he died that he wasn't going to come back to WWE because of how he got booed out of the arena when he was last there.
Oh, he did say that? Okay.
I think that's what he said. Yeah, I think I remember. I read it somewhere. I can't remember where, but yeah, I think you didn't actually hear that from Hulk Hogan, but you heard it from like one of these media reports. So it's kind of like dirt sheets, you know what I mean? And spread rumors that might not be true, but you just never know.
Yeah, you can't ever say never, I guess, but yeah, now you definitely can. Yeah, I was wondering why they booed him. I feel like it had a lot to do with his politics and aligning with Trump, and then they were in Los Angeles, where nobody likes politics in Los Angeles. So he just put himself on the wrong side of the spectrum there. But I think if he'd have come back again, the fans would have been differently, especially if they'd have been, in Georgia or something like that down south. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, every time he came back, it was always getting cheered, and that, especially when he came back to do away with like the likes of the anti-American wrestlers who were in WWE at the time.
Okay, I remember back when he came in the NWO for WWE. They actually ran a show at the Metro Center downtown here. I happened to be in attendance. I don't know if you remember this episode. It was pretty significant because Stone Cold was on it, and it was the night that they had kidnapped Scott Hall. Stone Cold did, and he had him like in the cooler, all tied up, and Hogan and Nash were trying to find him. And at the end of the episode, they wheeled him out there on a chair, and Stone Cold stunned him a bunch of times. Like, that was the only time I got to see Hogan in person. But watching him come out with the NWO and cut that promo was like, whoa! You could really just feel the power of him. He had a way to captivate an audience.
He did. He definitely, without a doubt. And like I said, you watch his matches from way back when, and even at like 50, 60 years old, when he came back, Hogan could still go with the best of them.
Oh, yeah. He fought in TNA. I remember he wrestled like Sting or Ric Flair, and neither one of them could barely do anything except cut themselves. But it was still a good match. He had jeans on with knee pads over the jeans. I was like, okay, he's reinventing himself, I guess. But then that didn't last very long.
No. I mean, I think it was as well him and Jarrett didn't get along. Him and Jeff Jarrett, and Jeff Jarrett was in charge of TNA, sorry, at the time, wasn't he? So I think, and I think wasn't Vince Russo there at the time as well.
Yeah. And Eric Bischoff. I don't think Russo and Bischoff much cared for each other, so there was just probably a lot of politics going on backstage.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But when the fans get behind someone like as much as they got behind Hogan, you think, well, keep the train rolling. You know what I mean? Don't let it fall off the tracks.
Mm-hmm. But they did. I feel like TNA is probably bigger now, maybe, than it even was then, because now they're affiliated with the WWE more. I keep on hearing about TNA. I guess they sold like 7,000 tickets to their Slammiversary show or something like that in Long Island. So I haven't watched a TNA show possibly since Hogan was there. But yeah, I'm glad to hear they're doing good things. I feel like the more positive wrestling shows we can have is just better for people. It feels like the more you can enjoy wrestling, you might as well, because it almost makes your own life a little more enjoyable if you got something to look forward to. I talk to wrestling fans all the time, and they could be having the worst day ever until you ask them, did you watch Monday Night Raw? And then all of a sudden they're going to smile, So, I mean, wrestling brings a little piece of Americana and enjoyment, to all the fans around the world. So as long as there's products going on, there's going to be happy people watching them.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, like the wrestling will never pick up its popularity like it did in like the Attitude Era and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's gonna pop differently, I feel like when it came to Netflix, it brought a new era. I think Triple H said that, but it really did, because now they're pulling back the curtain even more. They're not going to be able to recreate the fire they had in the Attitude Era, but they're sparking something else. They're sparking a new interest in people, and probably in more people that want to join wrestling, help, whether it's being a commentator or a camera guy or a crew member or, a wrestler or a referee. It's just going to bring probably more people to the product than ever before, because they had millions of viewers before, but now there's like fucking millions of wrestlers or people that are just involved in wrestling. So it's just like really strung into the culture so much more than it ever was. So it's not going to be like the Attitude Era, but I feel like there's a wave coming, and I feel like we're coming to the top of the wrestling right now. If only Triple H would give over the reins and let somebody else run the creative. I think that needs to happen for AEW too. They got people writing storylines, and in my opinion, we've seen them all. You guys have done all this stuff. You're doing it over and over again. If they turn Cody heel, it's going to be the exact same storyline they just did with John Cena. And there's just a lot of recycled storylines going on. So there's something peaking in wrestling, and it needs to change a little bit more. Maybe with Hogan dying now, we're really going to see where wrestling goes for the future.
Yeah. I mean, like, you look at it now, the product, and it's not as good. I mean, Triple H will probably turn it around. You know what I mean? Because I like Triple H and I respect him, so I can see him turning it around. And I mean, if the product goes, Triple H has got the mindset to think, okay, let's do this, and this, and for the needs of the business, he'll flip it around into something that that he thinks will work.
Yeah, he almost needs like somebody in his ear differently than who he's got. I watched the first episode or half of it of the Unreal series, and it's like, who are these people in the room? I know we got Paul Heyman. He's been writing the same storylines for the last 50 years too. And we got Bruce Pritchard, who's been writing the same storylines for the last 50 years. They just need somebody else to come in my opinion, and just do something new, shake it up. Pulling the curtain back is one thing, but why is the show hard to get through? Why are all the acting segments backstage? Why is there nothing more theatrical when you could do anything. You've got the realms of Hollywood basically at your fingertips, and you choose to use none of those aspects in your wrestling show. They could do something else to suspend the viewer's belief. I guess that's where I'm left with. We know it's wrestling, we know that it's fake, but what else can we do to suspend the, to make it seem a little more like, oh my God, did you watch that? Because right now there's no did you watch that moments unless somebody botches something. That's the biggest news is when somebody on AEW messes up a headlock or does a weird
Well,
back.
anyone can mess anything up on that show.
What's that?
Because anyone can mess anything up on AEW. Doesn't say much.
Yeah. But I mean, that makes it entertaining too. It's choreographed in a way, but you're supposed to think it's fighting. Ain't no fights ever go down the way you plan them. There's always, oh shit, somebody slipped or someone's weave came out. There could be all kinds of different mishaps. So people getting on everybody about the botching, it's maybe they don't need to try so hard.
No.
Maybe not.
Yeah. So get on to something here now. I was reading about Marcus Buff Bagwell having his leg amputated because of an accident he had and he's never been able to recover. How do you feel about that?
Oh man, I really felt bad for him. I seen the picture and I'm glad that he was smiling, but I feel like he had accident when he was drunk driving for the third or fourth time, whatever it was. And you can't just keep on playing with fire and expect not to get burned. So it is what it is. I'm glad he's still alive. I know Zach Gowen had a pretty successful wrestling career with one leg. So maybe this will rejuvenate Buff to work out more and stay sober and get back in the ring. It sucks that he had to lose his leg, but at least he didn't lose his life or kill somebody else.
Exactly, yeah. At least he didn't do what Sonny did.
Yeah, God, no kidding.
Yeah, I mean, also should be a wake-up call for most wrestlers there, but sometimes it isn't. I mean, but hopefully Matt Bagwell's in a better place, and hopefully he's gonna, sort himself out, and get back on track.
Yeah, from what I heard, he's been sober. So if that's the best thing that comes out of it, then at least he'll be a blessing to those around him and can possibly help somebody else jump on the wagon.
Yeah. He could be a spokesperson for it. You know what I mean? Go around giving talks like what Matt Merrow does.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I could definitely see him doing something like that because he loves his own face. He loves to be on camera and be seen and talk. So he would really be a good spokesperson for, anti-drug, don't drink and drive. Look what happened to me, but I'm still here to talk about it type thing. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. It's just a shame what happened to him. You know what I mean? Because I've always respected him, like Marcus Buff Bagwell, and when I read he was in the accident, so I was like, shocked and that. And then when I heard he was going to get his leg amputated, I didn't know until after he'd actually had it done. And I was like, I was not backed by it. I thought, wow.
Yeah, it makes you sit back and really just respect life in a whole different way. It's like, man, that could have been me. That could have been somebody that I know. But at least he's smiling about it, and he's not going to let him get it down. Let it get him down. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah. No, and obviously we lost quite a few this month, haven't we? We lost Michael Madsen, we've lost Ozzy Osbourne, we've lost Hulk Hogan, and Max Bagwell's had his leg amputated. It's been a bad month for wrestling and rock and roll all around, really.
Yeah, for sure, man. I forgot about Michael Madsen. The day he died, I had to go to the Disc Replay, which is like a DVD resale shop, and I bought not Pulp Fiction. What was it? Kill Bill Part 2, and brought it home and showed it to the kids. I'm like, this guy died, but this might be one of his best acting performances, and one of the best acting performances I feel like just in a movie in general. He's so good in that movie. That character, he just embodied it in a way that you don't see many people dive into character work, but in that movie he really did a good job. I didn't even know who he was until Kill Bill Volume 2 came out, and then all of a sudden I would never forget his name. I've tried to watch other movies of his. Yeah, he was a really, really good actor. Died too young. All these guys. I mean, I guess Ozzy was 75 or something like that, and had a history of drug and alcohol use. So I'm not shocked, I guess, about him. And I think he had Parkinson's too. So it was just a matter of time. But the other ones were so shocking. And then Vince McMahon gets into an accident Thursday morning, right when Hogan has his too, and he almost died. It's like, what the hell's going on this year? This has been the strangest year. That's why I feel like we're in the season of darkness. That's what I'm calling the season on the wrestling show, is because like everything is just dark right now. Lots of bad things going on, but we're waiting for the sun to come back out. Like I was saying before, even though Hulk Hogan died, I think it's just going to usher in a new era of wrestling fans and a new era of wrestling in general. It's almost like we can take a breath now. We've been living in the Hulk Hogan era for the last 50 years. What's next? Now with Ozzy Osbourne, there ain't never going to be nobody even close to what he's accomplished. So I heard they're going to keep on doing Ozfest in his name. I hope they still do that. But rock and roll might never go back to being rock. I think he was, the oldest rock star that was still rocking. And now, we got Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper left. That list is getting small too.
It is, yeah. Ozzy was doing a farewell tour, wasn't he? In about a week or two after he finished it, he sadly passed away.
Yeah.
So at least he got to do what he loved to do before.
For his last time, yeah. From what I heard, he was on a bunch of painkillers and medicine for his Parkinson's, and he decided that he was going to stop taking those pills that were probably keeping him alive, so he could do this concert. And that is really what I think took him out. He's just stopped taking all of his medication because he wanted to be focused and not fog-brained. So I think he knew that once he stopped taking those pills that he was going to die, and he wanted to make sure he did one more concert for his fans before he went. So props to him, man. He went out like a true legend. I haven't seen his live performance yet. I haven't brought myself to watch it, but I will at some point. I'm sure it's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously listen to his music and that because that's what I grew up on. And now I listen to what was the song I listened to? Back at the Moon.
Oh yeah.
And I can't remember the other one. Shot in the Dark.
Okay.
And they're like me. When I weightlift, they're the songs I listen to first. And obviously, because he's obviously, in his memory, I listen to him a lot more frequently now.
Yeah, I've been listening to See You on the Other Side. That's my favorite one. I mean, it wasn't my favorite one until a couple of days ago, and then all of a sudden it just popped in my head. I looked up the guitar chords for it, and I started playing along with it. So I feel like I'm going to start having that song be part of my set list in memory of Ozzy. I never would have played it before, but it's really good. It's got a really good meaning to it, and it's got like 4 verses. I like songs with 4 verses.
Great. Yeah, Ozzy was sort of, he could like make lyrics and, and he could make a song either with just 2 lyrics and he'd make it work.
Yeah, he was a genius in his own right.
Yeah, he definitely was. There's, like you said, there's not going to be enough like him. Definitely not.
Mm-hmm. I never got to see him live.
Well, you never got to see him live, no?
No. Never got to see Tom Petty either. That was another guy that I meant to go see. He played every year in this Alpine Hills down the street basically from me, and I never went to go see him. I actually had a chance to go the year before he died, and I didn't. And I was like, I'll be able to go see Tom Petty. He's gonna live forever. Wrong. You don't know how much sand you got left in that hourglass, bro. You got to try to.
No. It's something you gotta. Take with a pinch of salt, really.
Yeah. Never know when it's up.
Yeah. So I was trying to find me questions as well.
Oh yeah, go ahead, take your time.
I've got them written down here somewhere. So, right. So yeah. So every time you guys do a live stream, it's always great. And the topics you touch on are amazing and on point. I mean, I never get tired of hearing them. I admit I do tend to get carried away and go overboard with some of the questions, so I do apologise for that. But yeah, so like, have you guys not done a live podcast like since a few months ago, or?
It's been a long time, bro. This is the first live stream that I've done definitely this year. I don't know if we did any last year. I feel like once the season of darkness started, and we lost control of the wrestling show over there on YouTube, I've been trying to keep the kayfabe going for the fans as hard as possible. Every time we shoot a wrestling show episode, it's from the perspective of we are the outliers, the outsiders. We don't live at this house. We don't own the ring. We don't own the show. So if I was to do an Outliers podcast, I feel like it wouldn't be in sync with the storyline right now. So we just kind of stopped doing it, especially when Kate decided she was going to step away from wrestling. That really put the brakes on a lot of the things that we had been doing, because you can only do the same thing for so long before we stop. But we did a whole lot of those Outliers podcast episodes. We were doing them like weekly there for a while. So there was so many episodes. So then, yeah, it ended up just coming to, all right, I don't know what else we're going to talk about anymore. And our characters are supposedly banished to living in a hotel room. So let's just let the bad guys have the house. Now, we had thought about letting them do a podcast. Shadow and Johnny Scream have their own podcast from the house, which would be funny. We haven't done that in a while. I'm actually going to write it down, because they're coming over tomorrow, and I'm looking for things to film. So I might have to do that, a Darkness podcast. And then if we ever do get the show back, I'm sure we'll be able to get Kate to do some more podcasts. But for right now, she's just focusing on training and working out and wrestling, and she don't want to overexpose herself or her character. So she's very artistic in that way. I'm going to respect it, and I'll be doing all the answering of the questions for now.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said before, if Katie ever wants to jump in this podcast while we're live, she's more than welcome. You know what I mean? But speaking of Katie, obviously she's come back now to the wrestling show, and and what have you. After 8 months with an ankle injury, did you say it was?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Is Katie like going to bring like the likes of KZ back? Is it just going to be Katie now, or?
There was conversation of Kate transforming into KZ and just that being her wrestling character, but not both. I don't think she has any interest in playing multiple characters anymore. She doesn't want to play Pedro anymore, her lucha character. So if she was to transform into KZ, then that would be, the end of Kate and the beginning of KZ Part 2.
I see, yeah, yeah. So she doesn't really want to run off like two or three characters, type thing. Is basically what she doesn't want to do. She just wants to portray Katie now. Is that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Focus on her one character and put all of her work into that one character.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's understandable. That. I mean, like I said, when you're playing multiple characters day in and day out, I suppose it can get to you a little bit. You know what I mean? It's easily done. I mean.
Yeah, she's would like slip from one character to the other, have a hard time with a voice here or there, or or do the same moves, and then she'd be frustrated back with, that's how this one character acts, but I'm influencing that in my character, and she just kind of wanted to keep them separate. So
Yeah, no, I get that. I understand that. It's I mean, like I said, like she could easily implement them characters into a current character now. If like, if that was the case, you know what I mean? If like she ever did want to bring him back.
Yeah, I'm sure this ain't the last we've seen of Crazy Kate or Casey.
Yeah, definitely no. I mean, yeah, because you guys can pull off characters and you can run them off, just at the drop of a hat. There's no, there's no character you guys can't portray.
And that was back when we didn't have many people on the show either. So we had to constantly be different people just because there was nobody else that wanted to wrestle. Now I got to tell people, not this weekend. Got stuff going on. Because yeah, a lot of people want to be part of the show now, which is a good thing. It's a good issue to have, but we just don't need to have me and Kate play a bunch of random characters when we got so many other people that want to wrestle.
Yeah, I've noticed a few new characters. I've noticed one. I think is her name Dirty Debbie.
Yeah, yeah, Dirty Debbie. That's right. She's coming over tomorrow for a wrestling match. That's my nephew Brody. That's his mom. So Kate and Debbie have been friends for a long time, and she actually made one appearance on the wrestling show a couple years ago, where she played Officer Deborah, and she like pulled Kate over when Kate was in the whole storyline with Baby, and Baby had hired a bodyguard to try to beat up, or yeah, Baby had hired a bodyguard slash cop to try to injure Kate before their YouTube Mania match. So she had one other scene a couple years ago, but yeah, now she's full time on the wrestling show, part of Team Darkness, and she's accepting custom videos if anybody wants to order one.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've not really seen many matches with Dirty Debbie, but she does sound like she can really go with you. I'm telling you, she can really wrestle. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, she can. She's had 2 training sessions slash custom video slash wrestling matches with Kate that we've shot in the garage, where we spent an hour, if not more, teaching her to hold and transitions and facial expressions and how to talk and how to be a face or a heel. So she's had a couple sessions with us, and then I did one wrestling match with her, which you can't really call it a wrestling match. I used the force on her, but she did a great job choking herself out and smashing the turnbuckles, and then obviously she was in the Screw City Rumble. So she's really gotten her feet wet, and tomorrow she's about to have herself a Dunk U match. So she's really going to get the full spectrum of what it is we do here, and she's going to sink or swim, and I got a feeling she's going to do both.
We'll have words and see. We'll have words and see. Depends on who she's in the ring with.
Oh, she'll be fighting Kate tomorrow, that's for sure.
Oh, she's going to lose. That's Kate's speciality match.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think she may have only lost one of those Dunk U matches, and I think it was to Baby. But otherwise,
yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
she's beating everybody else.
Yeah. So obviously, anyone who watches you guys knows how you guys work in terms of matches, concepts, ideas. Because you don't just do the matches we've already seen like on WWE and AEW. You take a lot of the ideas and you like spin them into your own idea, so that you add like a different spin on it, type thing. But I've noticed on YouTube, like a lot of people tend to come out of the ranks now, or coming out of the woodwork and starting to do their own wrestling shows, but they seem to be copying you guys. Have you noticed anything like that? Do you watch these shows to see that?
I do not. Like, I don't watch much wrestling. I feel like the more wrestling I watch, the less I focus on my show, or you'll see it influencing my show, and I don't want to be like other shows. Now, people tell me that they've seen it and stuff, like you're mentioning right now. And I actually met a guy on Tuesday who said that he started his own backyard wrestling YouTube channel also. So I don't watch any of it, but I'm sure they're popping up everywhere because it's fun. And like I say, it's something that you could do with all of your friends. So it doesn't shock me, and more power to everybody. Oh, actually, I went to Oklahoma last year because there was some guy who said that he'd been watching my show since the beginning of it, and he'd been messaging me all the time. Come wrestle me, come down. I'm doing a show like your guys' show. I got a ring in my backyard now. I built it myself. This guy's crazy. His name's Travis, and he lives in like Oxford or something with an O, Oklahoma. And I actually drove down to Oklahoma and wrestled this guy in his backyard. And then I taught his daughter and one of her friends a couple different spots, and they had a wrestling match, and I like filmed and produced this whole thing for them. And I do occasionally watch their show, and I've even seen them branch off to go to other YouTube wrestling shows too. So I guess as far as that's concerned, the one guy who's contacted me nonstop, I've watched his show, but otherwise I don't watch it. But I do believe other people are doing it, and why the hell not?
Yeah. So, like, has anyone who like comes into your live streams and that ever like asked you like either on Gmail or on your streams for like advice for them if they're starting out in wrestling, like doing the things that you do?
Man, I would say yeah, but I don't really talk to those people. No offense to them if they're listening right now. I just feel like I don't have a whole lot of time to email or chit chat back and forth with people, and then they'll ask me like weird questions, because a lot of people will send me messages, and it seems like they're a legit promoter or they have a legit show. They made their logo on Chat GPT, and they'll say something to me like, I'm starting my show. What do you think I should do? And if I was to respond to them, it'd probably just go into, do you like feet? So I just try to stay away from people. If they're not talking about specifics that has to do with, money or whatever, I'm usually not going to be responding more than a what's up and a hand gesture logo.
Yeah. I think people are asking you questions like that. I think you need to stay away from. I think you're doing the right thing, though.
Yeah, I don't want to overexpose myself to people either, because then if I do start talking to them and they say something dumb, I'm liable to chime right back with a jerk comment to them, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, this Matt guy, he's an asshole." So I'd rather just let people say, "Yeah, he don't talk to me or he don't respond," instead of saying that I said something rude to him. Which I feel like in the past years ago, I used to respond to a lot more people, and then if they were being rude or whatever, I would give them the same energy back, but I've really learned to just kind of stay to myself, especially on social media.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the best way to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, there are people out there that come on the live streams. I mean, we've seen a few of them on like when we've been like going live and that, and they come out with some weird stuff. You get some really good fans there who are behind you, ask you good questions, and run off a few ideas to you, and then you get these idiots like Brandon Stevens who comes on non-stop and just harasses you like crazy.
Yep, he's back too. As a matter of fact, he left a comment not too long ago. I'm sure you can imagine what the comment was. And I thought in my mind about leaving a response like, "You're never going to have any chance, bro. Shut the fuck up." But I didn't say anything to him. I just left the comment right there where it was. And, it is what it is. And I feel like if I don't give him any attention, he's not going to go through and comment 100 times in a row. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah, it's it's one of them things. I mean, you will get the odd fan like that. Obviously, WWE gets them, AEW gets them. They all get them.
Oh yeah, I'm not shocked. I mean, they're just fans at the end of the day, and they want to be a part of the show as much as they can. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I do want to just say, Matt, as well. I was going to say this at the beginning of the podcast that I'm sorry for your loss as well of your granddad, Sam Vaccaro.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I just went and seen his wife, my grandma, today, actually. His pictures were all over the wall. It's still tough. She wants to go be with him in heaven. She's locked in the nursing home alone. So that sucks. But yeah, I mean, Sam was the biggest fan of the wrestling show and just of me and Kate in general, and he was Kate's grandpa. I didn't have a grandpa growing up. So when I met him 8 years ago, actually, like the first time I actually met him, we just kicked it off, hit it off right off the bat. He loved music. I wouldn't have played the guitar here at the beginning of the show if it wasn't for him. I'm doing a concert. When is it? August 22nd in Beloit at 5 Bar, and I'm keeping the name Grand Jam. I'm going to be wearing the red flannel and playing all the songs that he liked. Dougie's going to come and sing the national anthem just like we used to do at all of our shows. So even though he's moved on to a different realm, I feel like he's more a part of me now than he ever was in the past. I kind of felt sorry for him in a lot of ways because he couldn't do a whole lot that he wanted to, but he was giving me all this knowledge and this mentorship. I don't even realize it at the time, but I feel his presence always. I could feel him right now that you brought him up. I can feel like he's here with us, enjoying the conversation just as much as he would if he was literally here and I could touch him. But it's almost better now because he's here in my heart.
Yeah, so, exactly, mate. Yeah, and every time he was doing a wrestling show when he was there, you could see he was a really big fan of the show and an influence to the show in a lot of ways.
We would have never done Battle for Honor if it wasn't him. He wrote the whole damn idea for the show, and implementing the musical concept in with the show. That was 100% him. We didn't even write him into that Screw City Rumble. He was sitting there watching, and all of a sudden he said, "I think I'm going to get in there." I was like, "Are you sure?" And his wife goes, "You're 87 years old, Sam." He goes, "I don't care how old I am. I'm getting in there." Yeah, he came over for a wrestling match. It was for like Halloween last year when he was having a dream that he was fighting against Shadow. And me and him spent an hour in the ring just like I would do with anybody else, practicing, going through his spots, just like anybody else. He kept having to take breaks because he had COPD, so he had to catch his breath a lot of different times. But he was bound and determined that he was going to do that wrestling match no matter what. And I haven't said this before, but this is when we figured out that he was not going to live much longer. He called us and he said we had to come up and see him, and we got up there to see him, and he already had tears in his eyes. And the first thing he said to me is, "I'm not going to be able to wrestle anymore, son." It's like, you're 88. You're lucky to even be walking, let alone wrestle anymore. So that was one of the last things he said to me. And then right before I walked out of the room at the end, he told me to bring that championship home. So I know Shadow's got that galactic title, but if I get the belt back, I'm doing it in Grandpa's honor. And that'll be a really, really good day for us and our family and his memory. So that's the main reason that I keep wrestling to this day, is just because I know Grandpa would like to see it. And he's up there in heaven right now, enjoying every single match and training that I do. Before I go out to the ring, I've been saying prayers and talking to Grandpa and saying, this is for you, Grandpa. So it's given me like a certain type of motivation that I would have never had without him.
Yeah, absolutely. And every time you got in the ring and so like if you were okay got knocked down, you could see him about ready to pop out of his chair and get in the ring to help you.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that's right. He loved the taunting and the entrance to the ring was his favorite part. He's telling me to go put on the scarf and do the hand thing. Like, all right, I guess. Here we go again, because I was bored of it, but he wasn't. So now whenever I get ready to go out to the ring, I feel rejuvenated because I know he'd be happy to see it, and he is watching me. So it gives me more motivation to be the Jedi and not just go through the motions.
Yeah. It's yeah. I'm pretty sure you'll bring the title home for him. I'm pretty sure you'll beat Johnny Scream and get the title back for him.
That's the plan, bro. I still got to challenge Johnny Scream. That's next thing on my list because he's the Screw City champion. So if I can get that Screw City title, then I can get me a match against Shadow. So essentially, I got to beat both of those sons of bitches. But it's on my to-do list. I'm planning.
Yeah, Johnny Scream's a tough one, so he's not soft. Johnny Scream is quite an hard fella, so you can have a fight on your hands. But
yeah, he's beaten me the last few times I fought against him. So yeah, I've been training. I'm not sure what he's been doing. Eating pizza? No.
Maybe. Yeah. So obviously, mate, as you know, I came up with a few match ideas a number of times on the show and what have you. And and obviously, I'm like you guys. I look for the most ridiculous concept that wrestling has done, and like you guys, try and put a spin on it. So I had a bit of a match for you here. It's just one match idea that I had for you. If you want me to run it by and see what you think.
Let's hear it. I got my pen.
Well, it's like a her versus her match, but in the her versus her match, it's usually the wrestler who loses gets the hair shaved at the end of the match. This idea was the first wrestler to get all the hair shaved. So, like, you got to go through the match trying to shave each other's hair. The one who gets it all shaved off in the match loses.
Okay. That's an interesting concept. Because, yeah, both participants would probably end the match with half their hair gone and probably have to be bald afterward. But that's
what I mean. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see one of you walking through Walmart with half head of
hair. I like it. I really like it. I tried to shave my head the other day, but Kate told me not to. So this might be a good way to just get my head shaved, and I'll tell her it was an accident. So yeah, so instead of being hair,
she'll find out.
yeah, she'll find out. We could call it like a first to be bald match, because you wouldn't win until you were actually bald. I like that. I'm definitely down to have one of those matches. I got to find somebody to do it with me, but I like the concept. I'm definitely going to run it by a few people, see who wants it. And I got wireless shears. So, oh my God, bro, I can see it now. Somebody gets an eyebrow shaved off right at the beginning.
Yeah, or have the mustache and beard off if it's you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna do that. I'm putting it on the list. We'll definitely do that for you.
Yeah. I had quite a number of them here, but I've just run the one by you for now because I come up with quite a few matches and then I never know which one, and then I always lose my place. I think have I just said that one? Have I said this one? It's hard to keep up.
It's all good.
What was the? Yeah. Yeah, there was a character I came up with as well, mate. This is just a character I came up with for you. I don't know if you've ever seen, well, you probably have the Saw films, Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Tobin Bell played him. I came up with a character for you called Jigsaw Jones, who's a similar character to him from Saw.
Okay. I remember you had said something about a Jester character. Is this the same one?
Yeah, Jester Jones, yeah.
Okay, but I'll put Jigsaw in it too. Because I did have an idea in my head to where Shadow could possess me and cause me to come out as a different character.
Yeah.
I like Jigsaw better than Jester, honestly. So that could be something to do for sure in the future.
Yeah, Jester was just off the fly that I came up with from one of my books when I was writing them.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember the idea I had for him actually. I've just got the name at the moment, but I'm pretty sure you'll come up with an idea for him.
Yeah, no, I've been looking for a reason to portray him because I would definitely paint my face up like the Joker or like that Jigsaw character. You're talking about the little guy on the bike or whatever, right? That I can't think of it. He looks like a clown almost.
Yeah. The dummy on the bike. Yeah, I know what you're on about. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jigsaw as well. You could probably maybe incorporate a bit of his character as well or something. The fella who actually played the games with him.
Okay. I get what you're saying now. We could definitely do something like that. Because we always need more bad guys. And I'm always down to play a role if it needs to be done. Maybe the Jedi takes a break for a while and I could just play this character. We can just call him Jigsaw. Don't even have to have the last name. So that way everybody in the horror verse will understand the parallel. I like that. Actually. I'm gonna give a little star.
Yeah. Maybe draw a piece of a jigsaw on your chest or something. Like when you do the tear for the dead man.
Okay, yeah, you're right about that. I like that. He could leave like clues and stuff.
Yeah. Just get a few pieces of a jigsaw and just throw it around the ring or something.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Have a jigsaw.
Make use of the character.
Yeah, I like it. I'm sure the fans would like that because I feel like the horror fans and the wrestling fans are one and the same. So that'll pop everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Talking of which, mate, I went to the pictures a few weeks ago, and I don't know if you've seen it. I went watching that 28 Years Later. Don't know if you've seen it or if you've heard about it.
I've heard about it. I've seen the original, 28 Days Later with Josh Hartnett, but I have not seen this new one. How was it?
It wasn't too bad. It's not something that I'd pay money for again to watch at the pictures. I'll probably wait till it comes out on a stream, but it is worth the watch. It is worth the hour and a half.
Okay. I would definitely be down to watch that. I just seen Sinners. Have you seen that?
No, I've not. I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
That's good, man. Michael B. Jordan, he plays himself and his twin brother, and it's a vampire movie, which I think 28 years later is a vampire movie too. So probably a similar concept.
Yeah, probably is. Yeah, yeah. They all. It's like these superhero films. They jumped on the bandwagon with that, and now they're going to jump on the bandwagon with these horror films now. I think.
I'm all for it. I'm done with superhero movies. I think those
Oh,
have been
I'm
played.
sick of seeing them.
Yeah, no, I probably won't watch another one. Maybe if they make another Batman movie, he's my favorite guy, but I still haven't even finished the newest Batman movie. The
Yeah, I
Batman.
know. I know. I've not watched a superhero film in years. I don't want to either. I'm sick of seeing them, advertised and what have you. Now I'm just sick of hearing about them.
Yeah, I went to go see F1, Brad Pitt's new movie, and they literally showed a 30-minute trailer for the new Superman. I felt like I already watched the movie. I'm like, can we start this now? Nobody cares about Superman. I've already heard this story. I've seen this comic book, watched the cartoon for years now. What else can you do with Superman?
Yeah, it's not what you can do.
No.
With Superman, I mean, you can do a lot with Batman and that, obviously, because Batman's obviously, got all them enemies. He's got the Joker, Penguin, Two Face, Riddler. Whereas his main one, Superman's, is Lex Luthor.
Yeah, that's as far as I know, the only one.
Yeah.
But not for me. I never really cared for superhero stuff.
No, same. I never have. I grew up on Batman and that, but they've done, like I said, they've done these superhero films to the death now.
Yeah.
I mean, how much further can you go with them?
Yeah, I don't know. Making them back into cartoons. That's about where they're at.
Maybe,
Starting
yeah. I mean, I won't mind if they did something like Swamp Thing again. I mean, Swamp Thing was all right.
Okay, yeah. When I was a kid, I remember that was a TV show. I had the action figures of it. That was a pretty cool concept. I don't remember if he was a bad guy or a good guy. Was he a good guy?
I think it was sort of in between. I think it was sort of like both. I think it was a bit of both.
Okay.
Because in the film, they did a film years ago when I think it was sort of good and bad in that.
Oh my God. Yeah, I should watch that, man. I bet my kids would go crazy for that movie because that was really cool. And he had the whole costume on and everything. I'm gonna have to write that down.
Yeah, and it wasn't a bad film at all. I mean, I've not seen it for years, but I remember it.
It was good enough to make a TV show out of.
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah. It was the same with RoboCop though. When they did a TV show on that, didn't they? In Exorcist and Poltergeist, and that when they were so popular at cinemas, they did a TV show on them, didn't they? But they didn't work as well. That's one thing did.
Okay, yeah. I did not know they made TV shows out of the other ones. I was a big RoboCop fan too. It's a great movie, and Part 2. Both of them really good. Part 3, I don't really remember that one too much, but I know the first two are epic.
Yeah. The third RoboCop's not really worth, not really worth your time. It's not a very good one. Definitely not. They made it more for the younger audience than the first one was for adults.
Getting everybody ready for that big superhero era.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I mean, one I've been watching lately is, but I don't watch it too much, is Wolf Creek. Don't know if you've seen that one.
Is it the show?
No, the film.
Okay, I've seen the film. Yeah, I feel like it's about a couple kids that try to go camping, but they get kidnapped or something. Is that right?
Yeah. He acts like the nice guy and what have you. He goes to pick him up, and then he takes him back, and then all of a sudden, bang! His reign of terror begins.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. Good movie, really good movie. I think I seen that in the cinema when it came out. I went to go see that in the theater. I think it came out on Christmas Day.
Sounds about right with anything with that Mick Taylor character.
Hold on a second. Well, you see the groundhog in the backyard? Watching the kids play football? We got a groundhog in the backyard. There's always something going on. You think we live in the wild zoo out here. There's so many animals. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed when we did a couple episodes of the wrestling show where Kane and the Undertaker were actually kidnapping raccoons and shit. That was real. We really were trying to get rid of these damn animals in the backyard. And at one point, we got this this groundhog, which is about this big, in a cage, and we put the costumes on. I was gonna use like the Ghostbusters thing, to try to find where it was or whatever. And right when we were about to start shooting, that son of a bitch kept hitting his head up against the cage, ripped his face off, and got out of that cage and left. And I realized that's why it's illegal to trap animals in your backyard, because bad things will happen. So we haven't tried to capture anymore, but for a while there, I was getting them out of the yard. But now we got the big groundhog is back, apparently. Kate just sighted him. She just got home. Our one son, Abel, had football practice, so she just went and picked him up. It's football season now.
Oh, yeah. How are your kids doing? I understand. Doesn't one of your kids do sports or something? Is it Aiden?
Yeah, Aiden, he's our oldest boy, and he goes to high school now. And he's playing quarterback. He's going to be the quarterback for the JV, but they might bring him up to the varsity. It's going to be interesting. On this channel here, I post all the football games, and I used to film or have Kate film every single play, but I feel like this season I'm only going to focus on filming my kids and their plays, not the whole team. Just causes too many mixed emotions and reactions. And then last year, one of the coaches told me that me posting the whole video was the reason their team started losing, because they were getting scouted by the other teams. I'm like, bro, you're thinking about this way too much. Just change your quarterback. Maybe you'll see some improvements. So, yeah, there will be more football on this channel, but it's just going to be more focused on, our kids and what they do. And Aiden's actually at practice right now, too. I think he's riding his bike home, though, so he might be showing up at some point. And maybe we'll go for like 5 or so more minutes, and then I got to go in, and it's time for dinner and all that. So what else you got for me,
brother? Well, I've just got one more thing, man, and then we can wrap up.
Okay.
This is just something I'll run by you before thinking. So I've got a bit of an idea, mate, for if you're up for it, a fourth podcast. But instead of me asking you the questions, you guys ask me the questions, so the podcaster basically becomes the podcasted.
Okay. That sounds good. I do want to do another episode. The cops just rolled by. I do want to do more episodes of this Jedi show, so I think that'd be a great concept. Maybe not for the next one, but for maybe give us a couple weeks, and then we'll come back and I'll ask you a bunch of questions about, I know you like movies, horror movies. I'll throw in a superhero question in there for you, and some wrestling questions and stuff like that. That'll be really entertaining to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, because I don't think it's ever been done before that were like the podcasters question the person who's doing the podcast type thing, you know what I mean? So be interesting. I mean, so what I can do, mate, is I can give you send you an email, shoot you an email and give you an insight into my life, and then you can, prep and ask questions for when you're prepared to, do the show again, if you like.
Yeah, because you said something about writing books, so I think that's going to be my first question. I'm going to star right now. I was going to put books with a question mark there. Maybe that's how we'll start it off. But believe it or not, this is not my first time doing a podcast. When I first started out podcasting, I think it was before podcasting was even a thing, and I was doing a show called Rockford's Local Artists. And this is back when I used to be a musician, and I would go to all these different artists in my town, Rockford, believe it or not, and I would interview them and ask them all pretty much the same questions. One of the questions I used to ask everybody was who was their favorite Batman, and pretty much everybody all agreed it was Michael Keaton. I feel like a couple people said Val Kilmer, but they were dumb. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, most people thought it was Michael Keaton. So I've actually done this before, and I'm a pretty good podcast host. So I'm going to keep you on your toes with some of these questions that I'll ask you. Those videos are actually on YouTube. I think you can type in
I look forward to it.
Yeah, you can type in Rockford's Local Artist with an E at the end of local, Locale. And I think I did 5 or 10 episodes. They're all pretty funny. I think they all have music at the end of them or something like that, too. So this one I'm going to start this one off with music when before I used to end it. But yeah, so I'm definitely going to do one with you. Cyrus, the podcaster, becomes the podcastee. That sounds
Yeah,
good.
sounds good, mate. Sounds good. Yeah, and I also do weightlifting as well, so there's probably a couple of questions there you could throw in as well on that
Okay.
one.
Okay, for sure. I definitely will. I didn't realize that. I'm gonna write that down too. And yeah, you like you said, send me the email, and then we'll figure it out. I'm gonna be gone for like a week, so I'm not gonna do an episode next week. Maybe I'll do these every other Thursday. So maybe we'll do it the upcoming Thursday after this next one if you're available. I'm probably gonna keep the same time. I think they want to keep me at work until 7 o'clock now. I was getting off at 6, so I might have to make it 7, or we'll try to because it's gonna have to be at like 7:35. I feel like when we can do it. So I know it's like 2 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning
yeah, yeah.
here.
There's no hurry, mate. Any time you're ready, like you know what I mean. It can be like that time. It can be a few months from now. It doesn't really matter.
All right. Well, I mean, I feel like if it's gonna be fresh in our minds and fresh in the fans' minds, now we've already put it out there. We've promoted this damn thing, so we're gonna have to
Yeah,
come through with it. But yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. So as long as our schedules align, I say we could do it not this upcoming Thursday, but the next Thursday afterward if you're down.
yeah, yeah. Or if not, maybe a Friday because obviously I'm busy till like 6:30.
Okay. Would Fridays be better for you then?
Yeah, Friday would be best, or even Saturday.
Okay. All right. Now Saturdays I'm training at that Premier Pro Wrestling. So Saturdays they want me to come up there and watch the show or wrestle or whatever. So I might not be able to do Saturdays, but
Well,
we'll
Friday's
definitely
fine, mate. Yeah, like I said, we'll look around it. We'll bang a few emails back and forth, and we'll arrange it from there, mate. As long as it
All
fits
right.
around you, I'm cool with that.
Okay. Well, I look forward to talking to you again. I had a great time. Thank you so much for being the first guest on the Jedi show. And I can't wait till the next time we get to hang out.
Yeah, thank you for having me, mate. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Enjoy SummerSlam, and I'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, you too, mate. See you later.
Yep. Peace. All right, wrestling fans and music fans and sports fans and family fans and life fans. That was the first episode. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. Is there like I do have a Q&A section up here. If anybody else is on and wants to ask a question, go ahead. I'll take maybe one question. Laser Neon said, "Hey, Jedi, what's up, buddy? I should have been paying attention to the chat." Oh, there he goes. Thank you, Jedi. You're welcome, buddy. If you got any questions, I will answer a question or two right now before I go in. But Kate's made her world famous chili soup. So I'm looking forward to going in and filling up on that. And then yeah, I'm probably going to go to sleep afterward. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for showing up here. And we'll be doing this every other week, if not every week, depending on how squirrely I start feeling. But I had a really good time. Glad I got to hang out with Cyrus, one of our favorite friends and fans from the beginning of the show. And he's always got so much insight and questions to ask. So I'm super excited to always be able to hang out with him. Are you planning on wrestling on PPW on Saturday? Not this Saturday. No. But maybe the following Saturday. I'm not going to be there every single Saturday. I've wrestled for like 3 Saturdays in a row, though. So I'm taking this Saturday off. Going to be doing some fun family stuff. But I will be back. I've wrestled against Hugh Mack twice, Fast Eddie, and then we were in like this. It's not up on YouTube yet. I'm not sure if he's going to put it on YouTube or not. It was kind of a clusterfuck, I feel like. Not from my perspective. I thought it went great, but from his perspective, the dude that runs it, he wasn't 100% happy with it, which sometimes you got to make an omelet, you got to break some eggs. But hopefully he puts the match out there. It was a triple threat tag team elimination match that he invented himself. So it is good. I thought it went over well. But if it does come up on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to the Premier Pro Wrestling. You can see me. I had a one-on-one match with Hugh Mack that should be coming up there. I would assume they took my picture. They're calling me Mad Matt. I feel like every wrestler has to have a terrible name when they first come into wrestling for these type of leagues. So Hulk Hogan's name was something really goofy. I feel like they called Kevin Nash the Incredible Oz. So I can't really complain to be on the same par with all these other great guys who had to start off with a goofy ass name. But it is what it is. So not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So if you come to the Screw City, come sit in the front row. I'll definitely give you a fist bump when I come out. And yeah, I tried. Did you see that match? I definitely tried, but Humek, he was just too much. And they made me fight him in a one-on-one the next week. And I feel like I did get a few moves off if he puts the match up. Nobody ever chops on PPW. I was going to say that. Nobody ever chopped. And all of a sudden, I chopped Humek right in the middle of the ring. And then I feel like that night, there was just chop after chop after chop. So I'm glad to have started a chopping revolution at the PPW because it really, the thunderous noise of a chop gets the crowd into it. So I'm glad that you'll get to see me chop Humek. That was my one offensive move. I think I punched him once too, so I chopped him maybe twice, punched him, and then he ended up beating the shit out of me for the whole rest of the time. But it was great. I learned a lot. You got to check Humek out. He wrestles all over the Midwest. Great wrestler. He's got his own TikTok channel and his own Instagram channel. HUMEC is just how you spell it if you want to Google him or look him up on YouTube. He's got a whole bunch of matches on PPW too. So one of the best wrestlers that I've been in the ring with. And I've been in the ring with a lot of people, so I really give credit to Humek. He's a cool guy. I believe his real name is Joe. And I just found that out last week too. Do I have wrestling merch? Yeah, if you go to the Wrestling Shows channel, there's a Jedi shirt that you can get there. Or if you email me at mattjones2587@gmail.com, I will hand make you a white and black Jedi shirt that you've seen me wear on the wrestling show. It's just got the Jedi logo like on my hand, but I'll draw it and fill it in and I'll send it to you personally with a message and everything like that. Hand packaged, hand drawn. It'll be a one of a kind, unique. Or you can go on the wrestling show and go to the merch section, which is like springs.com. It's attached to the wrestling show's YouTube channel. And I have Jedi shirts there. I also got the wrestling show shirts or TWS logo shirts with the hoodies and stuff like that. There's TWS coffee mugs on there and phone cases. So there's definitely merch. And I'll make more. I'll make more Jedi shirts. But for right now, I'm doing handmade ones. Email me at mattjones2587@gmail.com for your own personal handmade Jedi shirt. Do it now while supplies last. That was a joke. All right, guys. I'll see you later. May the force be with you. Jedi out.